I just seen a video of a woman, a light-skinned woman at that, saying that men that date dark-skinned women have a higher IQ. It's pissing me off. I'm trying to find it.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Olinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos and leave comments. So lovelies, every once in a while, the internet explodes over one statement that gets everyone talking. And this time around, it's a light-skinned woman saying that black men who date black women tend to have a higher IQ. Yeah, that line alone has sent social media into a frenzy, and black men all over are giving their reactions. Some proud, some spectacle, and others just straight up confused. Anyways, let's just break it down to this, commentary. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of all the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes.
Men who tend to have a preference for darker complected women are typically of a higher emotional and actual IQ and are more developed. Before you get upset, because I know it's a bit of a generalization, let me lay out my argument. So let's just start here. If you're a colorist or a bigot, you're likely sheep-minded, or you're smart enough to know better, but you're just hateful. Both are weak mindsets. We can agree on that, right? Now, here's why I say men who prefer darker complected women are more developed. As children, we were given a particular image that subliminally told us what was beautiful, right? What could be casted as a love interest? What could be seen as the pretty popular girl, right? Like all of these things, the handsome jock. Unfortunately, people and men, since this conversation is about men, who still have that conditioned idea of beauty that is white or light only, in my opinion, never developed beyond the age of 12. Again, I'm not trying to step out of my scope. I know this is child psychology. I know this is sociology. But on the flip side, men who have a preference for more darker complected women, right? Like that is their dating history. And again, this is about to be a generalization. I know there's nuances and exceptions. I find that they typically have a little bit of a je ne sais quoi about them. They're more emotionally intelligent. They can carry a conversation. And I'm talking about the men that I'm in certain spaces with. Rooms and spaces that I've been in with the man who has a more darker complected, melanated woman on his arm is typically just, he's able to carry those conversations. He's able to tap in. We know that there's been a very global direct effort to erase African beauty and the beauty of its peoples and its descendants. And so a man who is able to not be brainwashed and to see the beauty of dark, melanated, rich, gorgeous skin for what it is. I'm not saying that if you're lighter or white or Asian or Hispanic, whatever, non-dark skin, melanated woman, that you don't have a man with high IQ or emotional intelligence. I'm not saying that. But if he is a colorist, then he's not. When I say smart or emotionally intelligent, I'm not talking about degrees. I'm talking about like your brain power, your ability to think for yourself, your ability to not be sheep-minded and to uncondition some things. That's just my observation. What do y'all think? Let's keep it cute in these comments, y'all.
The idea that a black man that only dates dark-skinned women is more intelligent and better than a black man that only dates light-skinned women is so silly, because being able to break down the walls of colorism doesn't negate the fact that you might still be a piece of shit to that woman. You might still cheat, beat, and mistreat that black woman. Like, this is why this is such a silly conversation. Like, there does need to be a conversation about colorism in our community, but having it in this way and in this manner is only going to lead to the slippery slope of eugenics, bruh. Because whenever dark-skinned women are talked about right now, they're seen as like a deity and put on a pedestal and dehumanized in a way, because it's like they're being upheld for only being dark-skinned women. And that's fucking weird. It's the same kind of weirdness that I get from like people calling black women like, or black men, chocolate. It's fucking weird, especially if you know the history of our people getting eaten. But that's another conversation for another day. Back to this weird eugenics shit. Having conversations like this around dark-skinned women and dark-skinned men in general, it's like, it's so weird, because it's like it leads to a celebration of 100% blackness or closer to African lineage, you know what I'm saying? Like having like 100%, 90% African genes in you. And that right there is a celebration of your ancestors not getting raped by their slave masters, which is weird as fuck. And there's no kind of constructive conversation you can have around that. I do think that I could have had like a constructive conversation with the creator of that video, because she seems like she has like, from the video I saw, she seems like she's like able to think. And it's like there's it's not just like senseless talking that's going on in that video. Like I don't know, it's just a slippery slope into some weird shit, man.
I just seen a video of a woman, a light-skinned woman at that, saying that men that date dark-skinned women have a higher IQ. It's pissing me off. I'm trying to find it. Why do y'all keep on treating dark-skinned women like they're a different species? Like dating them like they're special needs. Like, oh, we have to coddle them. They're special needs. They're special. They have a higher IQ because you're willing to deal with that. Like, man, if you don't shut the... I'm dark-skinned. I'm very, very dark in real life. I wish somebody would come up to my girlfriend and say, oh, you have a dark skin, man? You're so emotionally intelligent for that. Like, I've been black as hell my whole entire life. I am so tired of y'all treating these people like they're not human. Why are y'all treating dark-skinned women like they're not human? Why can't a man just like them? Why do they have to be high IQ and have a lot of emotional intelligence? I know some dudes that I hang out with that are not smart at all, no emotional intelligence. They just like dark-skinned women. That's just their thing. Me, I like all types of shit. I like beautiful women. I really don't be looking at shades. Now, you can say that men with low IQ only date light-skinned women because of colorism and being brainwashed. Cool. But saying that men who date dark-skinned women have a high IQ, what are you talking about? Stop acting like these women aren't human. Like, what? And I don't care about your think piece in my comments. Don't come in, well, you don't understand. I've been dark-skinned my whole life. Shut up. My theory, and this could be wrong about my theory, that's why I really don't say it out loud. I honestly just think opposites attract. I think that if you grow up in a light-skinned household, all your family members, your brothers, your sisters light-skinned, especially if you're a woman with light-skinned brothers, you just grow up not liking your brother, you like a dark-skinned man. If you a light-skinned dude and you grow up around with a lot of light-skinned girls and your sister light-skinned, your cousin's light-skinned, you grow up with them, then you see something else outside of your norm and you're attracted to that when you're young. When you get older, it might change. Bro, when I was younger, I would never date a woman that looked like my sister. Cause that's just the way I look at my sister. The way I look at my sister, I'll be like, ew, it's my sister. You know? I just don't understand this whole like, let's treat dark, let's coddle them and act like they're not human. Like, please stop it. Bro, it's beautiful women in every complexion of black. Like light, brown, dark, like please just stop. Stop. You have light-skinned women with the most African features. And you have dark-skinned women with Eurocentric features. Like, please, just.
I think some of y'all are being a little bit obtuse when it comes to this topic about black men having a higher IQ because they prefer to date dark-skinned black women or because they don't discriminate against dark-skinned black women when it comes to dating. I think what that young lady meant was pretty obvious, and I think y'all have turned it into something that it's not. Clearly, she's saying black men that date dark-skinned women or prefer dark-skinned women are too smart to allow Eurocentric beauty standards to make them believe that black women, dark-skinned black women, are unattractive. I think it was that simple. I seen somebody say, stop treating black women or dark-skinned black women like they need to be coddled, like they're not people or something. And I think that person may have received this in a totally wrong way. Like they took it as an insult. And I could see why, but I felt like the message was pretty clear. And I'm only speaking on it because I feel the same way as far as like when it comes to dark-skinned women, like dark-skinned black women. I feel like I've always had that mindset of like, I've always felt like there's no reason dark-skinned black women should be facing all of this. Like, why does society treat them like this? I've always been passionate about that. So that's the only reason why I feel the need to like speak on it or whatever. That young lady bringing up this topic and saying that was not to make it seem like dark-skinned black women are like subhuman or like need somebody's help in that way. It was simply highlighting the fact that the Eurocentric beauty standard that is pushed on us, which is the reason there's even colorism in the black community, it was to highlight that system, that idea that we've been functioning with is messed up, and dark-skinned black women get the shortest end of it. They get the shortest end of the stick. They get the worst treatment when it comes to colorism. And so men that don't allow colorism to penetrate their brain have a higher IQ. Would that not make sense? Because there are actually men who don't date dark-skinned black women. There are black men who will never even entertain a dark-skinned black woman. And we know that that's been an issue. So let's not pretend like that's not something that has been discussed. That's not something that dark-skinned black women have faced. It is, right? And we all know colorism has been an issue that has negatively affected the black community and a bunch of other communities, but specifically the black community for so long. Why are we pretending that like dark-skinned women don't face this? They do. And if a certain group amongst the black community faces a certain thing and receives it worse than others, maybe they do need a little coddling, and not coddling in the sense of like they're weak or they need somebody to help them. But if there's an issue, let's highlight it. Let's talk about it. Why not? That's not to say they're incapable of standing up for themselves or incapable of being just like every other black person or incapable of being beautiful. It's literally the opposite. Like, it's literally saying, hey, it's messed up that they have been treated this way and people think like this. And it's even more messed up that other black people, black men, think like this. Obviously not all, but some black men treat them like this. Let's stop that. And only a dummy subscribes to colorism. So if you don't subscribe to colorism, it would suggest that you're the opposite of a dummy, right? Hence the high IQ statement. I don't think it was that deep. I don't even think there's anything to go back and forth or argue about. I just think y'all need to listen better, maybe. Because if anything, this was an opportunity to highlight mistreatment and correct it. But instead, y'all took it the other way. And I can't help but think that y'all took it the other way because it's centered around dark-skinned black women. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Do any dark-skinned black women get what I'm saying? Like, if this wasn't, I feel like because of the subject, the group of people at the center of this is the discriminated against group, the most discriminated against group in the black community, or one of, I should say. You see what I'm getting at? Because me personally, when I hear other men say, I don't date dark-skinned black women, I stay away from dark-skinned, blah, 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 blah. What are you talking about? Like, to me, that sounds insane. Like, do you know where you come from? You are black. You are of African descent. Like, melanin is our thing, whether we have a lot of it or a little bit of it. How are we discriminated against the core of us? You do realize there is no light-skinned black people without dark-skinned black people, right? That's how I be feeling about it. So I can't be the only one. So this is an issue. So what are we talking about?
I just saw this video speaking about how men who date dark-skinned women have a higher IQ than the ones that don't, basically. And I just want to say, like, I instantly understood it. Like, I honestly think, like, a lot of people comprehension skills are, like, questionable. But I understand everybody understands things based on their perception of life and their experiences and all that stuff. So, you know, I understand. I think the high IQ part is more so of a rage baity type statement, rather than saying, like, ignorant. That's the way I thought of it. Like, if my man, who's a dark-skinned black man, chose a dark-skinned black woman, the attractiveness he has to her wouldn't be determined by the color of her skin. Like, that's where the ignorance come into play with some men, which is why they are deemed as having a lower IQ, which would mean, like, you know, he would have the higher IQ, whatever. But I just felt like that's just saying that he's not ignorant enough to feel like she is less attractive because of not having Eurocentric features or not having lighter skin. Like, that's ignorant as hell. Like, that's basically the sum of it. So I totally agree with the statement that that person made. Like, you know, a lot of people are having a hard time comprehending it, but some people are just on a defense because they actually don't like dark-skinned people and they're actually colorist. So that's what's kind of separating people that actually might be a little confused and need a little bit more clarity, which is why I'm giving clarity and just comparing and contrasting the people who are just ignorant and are colorists or racist.
I don't have the credentials to talk about this, but I do have a little bit of common sense, so we're going to wrap this up by tonight. To the girl who said that men who date darker complected women usually have more emotional intelligence and a higher IQ, she's not wrong. I feel like the internet is such a weird place nowadays. People literally listen to respond and not to comprehend. Because why are we pretending that Kodak Black didn't make a whole song saying that he don't want no black bitch? He only want light-skinned women. I want a long hair, thick, red bone. Want that Lil Wayne? We're not even going to talk about Chris Brown. Like, why are we pretending that darker complected women aren't just now getting their flowers in the past 10 to 15 years? African booty scratcher, like all these terms that we have within the black community, why are we pretending like it's not a whole thing that lighter women are more attractive, or it has been a thing that lighter women are more attractive? Are we gonna totally dismiss the whole term pretty to be a dark-skinned girl, pretty to be a dark-skinned girl. So with this lady clearly stating that men who understand that just because she's darker doesn't make her less attractive, why are we disagreeing with that? She's literally saying that men who ignore those societal standards of skin tone are smarter. They understand that that has nothing to do with why a woman is beautiful. They understand that your complexion doesn't take away from your beauty. If anything, it adds to it. They understand that we were conditioned as a people to believe that the darker complected people weren't as attractive. So yes, they do have a higher IQ, and yes, they are more emotionally intelligent. Please tell me where she's wrong at. The sad part is that it has to be that way, but I don't disagree. As a dark-skinned girl, I don't disagree.
Men who date darker skinned women have higher IQs. Started off slow and say I get both sides. Just hear me out. I've seen so many takes on this, and as someone who's talked about colorism a lot, y'all are just trying to say, which I've been kind of just simplifying and saying for the longest, if you're a colorist, you're a weirdo. You are the odd one out in the population. You are the not okay person. And it's actually that simple. That's why I get that take of that side. In the same sentence, the gentleman that posted, we need to stop treating women, dark-skinned women, as like aliens, I agree. I agree 100%. Now, whether or not the original creator's intentions was that, which I don't think it was, she seemed like she was genuinely trying to like make a like hot take and really offer some perspective. She could have easily just said like, if you're a colorist, you're a weirdo. You have been influenced by media, and that makes you an idiot. I'll take that take, to be honest. But it's when we start singling out dark-skinned women, like if you date them, your IQ is higher. You know, maybe it's just me. And I just want to just offer some perspective on the dangers of stuff like this, because it seems like there's like an explanation for like everything now because of TikTok, how this could possibly be a setback for dark-skinned women. Like, we all know we're great. Like, we know that there's beautiful dark-skinned women out there, and you just got to get off social media. You can walk down the street and see one. You're fine. When we bring in a conversation of men, somewhere out there is a chocolate man that thinks that his IQ is higher just because he's attracted to dark-skinned women. Because in my brain, I was like, that's kind of crazy to say. Because you find me attractive and social media doesn't find me attractive, your IQ is higher. That seems like a crazy, unnecessary ego boost for someone without actually putting them through actual tests to test whether their IQ is high. Now, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. I'm not going to do all that. But again, we just be chilling. Like, we just be chilling, and colorism does exist, and we do, you know, see it and try to fight it every day. But this ain't it. Because what's next? We're going to say any dark-skinned man or any man that dates or finds dark-skinned women attractive have like better taste buds or something. Like, I just feel like the link doesn't, like, you're gonna have to provide me some type of like empirical evidence. I'm so sorry. Because this just opens up another opportunity for some group of people to single us out. So yes, that's why I'm like, I get both sides. I've looked at the comments and people are just like, you know, reading's fundamental, y'all got the wrong message. I'm getting the right message of like, if you're colorist, you're a weirdo. I get that part for sure. If you don't find dark-skinned women to be like attractive because of media, you're a weirdo. You've been like caught, kind of thing. In the same sentence, it's just like this example is crazy. Like, we're gonna pretend like it's not. Like, without it meaning to, it still perpetuates this idea of like making us aliens. But that's just one dark-skinned girl's opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
So, lovelies, first of all, let's talk about what she meant. The woman in question was basically trying to say that when a black man chooses to be with a black woman, he's showing a higher level of self-awareness, pride, and intelligence. According to her, it takes a certain kind of mental strength and understanding to really appreciate your own culture, your own roots, and to love someone who fully mirror where you come from, right? Now, this statement touched a nerve. Some people applauded her for hyping up black love, calling it refreshing to see someone publicly celebrating or to publicly celebrate it instead of tearing it down. But others saw it as a divisive, accusing her of putting down interracial relationship and making it look like dating outside your race somehow makes you feel less intelligent, right? And of course, black men reacted fast, some more like finally someone gets it, then loving our women is power, while others fired back saying, hold up, IQ and love have nothing to do with each other. They argue that intelligence shouldn't be tied to whom you love, but to how you treat people and how you actually carry yourself in life. Which, these two things, which I really understand from the two perspective. I don't really, believe that. Um, just like the first guy that I stitched his video, it was like, okay, black women are being seen as maybe an object for IQ, or for to use as an IQ, or maybe as a thing, you know. And in the other hand, I think I still see where she's also going to. So this is actually two, you have two ways to deeply understand it, right? But deeper than that, this conversation exposes something bigger. The tension between black love, preference, and perception. For years, people have debated whether black men who date outside their race are rejecting black women or simply exercising personal choice. And now, this light-skinned woman's statements, reignited that entire debate because it came from someone who, visualized stranded both words. Some people also pointed out that colorism plays a big role in why her statement hit differently. A few said if a dark skinned woman said this, she will be called bitter. But because it's a light skinned woman saying it, suddenly people are listening. Others said her message was valid regardless of her tone or complexion. Because in time when social media promotes everything but black love, seeing it celebrated should be a good thing, right? Still, some black men felt burst in, like they were being told that dating within their race was a sign of higher intelligence and dating outside was a sign of lower awareness. And that's where the clash has begun. At the end of the day, this topic isn't really about IQ points. It's about identity, self-image, and how love choices reflect cultural values. Because whether you agree with her or not, one thing is for sure. Her comments started a much needed conversation about how black men see themselves, right? They are women and what intelligence really means in relationship. Yeah. So what do you all think? Is she really right that black men who love black women show higher awareness and intelligence? Or is it that it's just another social media overreach or social media overreaction? Because when I saw this topic, I was like, this is another topic that I really want to really dive in the sense that I actually stitched a video here talking about how, interracial relationship and how the governor want to make it based on the states or whatsoever. And it sparked a conversation on the social platform, like ending of interracial relationship, and because of that I think that was why or how this question of black men who date black women have a higher IQ came up on my For You. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So lovelies, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Subscribe to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.